Hey, I'm Ron Drotos from keyboardimprov.com, and thanks for joining me here, not just with day 31 of my 31-day Keith Jarrett Piano Improv Challenge, but for all 31 days, whichever ones you've seen. Or if this is the first one, welcome. Go back to number one, see the journey that I've taken, and in the comments that others have taken too. I've wanted to do something like this ever since I was 15 or so years old, and I heard Keith Jarrett's Cologne concert, and it just changed my life. That's what I wanted to do, to make music at that level and with that involvement and in all the different styles that Jarrett has studied and played, from classical to jazz to rock to pop to funk and folk music and everything. It's a musical world we live in, and like him, I want to experience it all. And life takes us where we go. I ended up playing on Broadway for 10 years. I helped create a show called Swinging on a Star in 1993 to 1995. We got nominated for Best Musical, Tony Award nomination. Great, wonderful things. But I never have done this in public. Closest I got kind of was, it was very controlled, but I used to play at Carnegie Hall once a year with the New York Pops in a benefit concert, and all these Broadway people would be in it, and the piano was like front and center with the whole orchestra around, and I usually played like 5 pieces or something, some of them that I orchestrated and some that other people did. And there was one, and I was just asked to create an introduction to like sort of a pop kind of song. And I said, I could do anything I want. I can use the whole orchestra, but I'm not. I'm going to have a piano solo at Carnegie Hall. So it was, just kind of like a... And I didn't really write it out. I just sort of said, okay, I'm going to play these chords, and then I could make up what I wanted. So I got my solo piano moment at Carnegie Hall in a fun way, and in a way inspired by what Keith Jarrett has brought me as a musician. And so I invite you to do the same. We create our own opportunities. So if you're playing at a concert somewhere, maybe there's a little place where you could work that in, something like we're doing here. Few of you have been posting your own videos and audios and everything. That's great. Keep doing it and keep playing. This is an exploration for all of us, and support one another in the comments or on other people's sites that link up to this. Great. Thank you. Thank you for including me in your journey. A few people asked the process that I go through, to do this. And, it's one of those things. It's not that you can't describe it in words. It's that the words don't really mean too much all the time until we've experienced it ourselves. It's like, what is love? Well, you know it when you feel it, right? It doesn't really help anybody fall in love to know that. But then, okay, once you feel it, oh, that's what they were talking about. It's one of those kind of things. So the closest experience I can think of to improvising like this, it's sort of like, I used to play a lot of sports when I was a kid. And let's say you're playing soccer, football or American soccer, football known around the world. And and you're not really, you're not expecting to get the ball. It's not like a play where, okay, kick it to me and then I'll kick it to that person. So all of a sudden something goes wrong, like the other team steals the ball and then you intercept it somehow, or it just gets kicked to you. In that moment, you have to be absolutely alert, but in a way relaxed. Because if you tense up, it doesn't go well, right? But you have to be absolutely alert mentally and there with it, and physically knowing what you're doing, right? With lots of practice. You've done this many times. But at the same time, you have no idea what's going to happen. You don't know where your teammates are or where the defenders are, maybe just the person next to you. So you have to deal with that situation and see how it unfolds. You can't control it, because there's so many people, right? So that's the closest thing I could think to this, to just totally be alert yet relaxed at the same time and open to what's happening. So here we go, day 31. Well, I've said this a few times, a little hard to speak after that, playing like that sometimes, just immersing ourselves. But I did have one idea before I started this video. Often, or probably always almost, when Keith Jarrett would play these long solo concerts, he would then come out and play an encore or several encores, often a standard tune, a folk song like Danny Boy or a jazz standard or something. So I thought I'd do a little extra here, a well-known jazz standard. Thanks for joining me here on this 31-day journey and the larger journey as well. Good luck with your playing and keep improvising.